Hello everybody, just got Shakes and myself today. Kevin can't make it unfortunately, so we're going to be chucking his predictions into a thread along with the video. So Shakes and I are just going to do the usual, run through our Premier League predictions for this weekend. Sort of been starved of Premier League over the last couple of weeks. You know, there's fixtures here and there, but it's all fixtures that are kind of making up for postponed ones. I think we've still got like 20 postponed matches that haven't been played, so it's been sort of all over the place. But Matchday 24 is what we're chatting about this weekend, this week. We've got a full schedule for the next couple of days, and then more games after that. But let's just tackle these 10 Shakes. We're starting off with Newcastle Everton. Very inspiring game here.
Yeah, Newcastle Everton. It's a very important game. I think people must remember, and it's good to see you again, Oliver. Let me start off by saying that it's obviously an important game, considering the fact that both teams are actually in the bottom places of the relegation spots. And you look at the acquisitions that Newcastle have made. They were the most spending team within the January transfer window. Bring in Kieran Trippier, bring in Chris Wood, bring in that Bruno Guimaraes. I'm really looking forward to seeing him as well, because he was linked to Arsenal as well. So they've made a lot of signings, but on the other hand, Everton have made a signing of their own, and they've made obviously Dele Alli coming in, and they've also made a couple of signings that they've also made within their team, and also bring in Frank Lampard, who got a 4-1 victory over Brentford over the weekend. So it was a very convincing victory for them. So it's very interesting. Like, where do you sit on this, Oliver? There's a team that's obviously spent a lot of money in terms of getting in a lot of players. Everton also their own, but they've got that new manager bounce. I mean, how do you see it going?
It's always tough, I suppose, after this transfer window, especially this one, because you don't know what a difference these guys are going to make and how quickly they're going to make that difference. And it's an interesting case here, like you're talking about, because pretty notable signings for Everton and Newcastle, and signings that really have the potential to improve what have been like very dire seasons. It's not necessarily a case of a top tier side signing someone good, but they've already got 11 great players that are starting every weekend. It's not really the case for Newcastle. It's not so much the case for Everton. So these guys definitely been brought in to make a difference. How quickly you're kind of unsure about. It's been a bit of a fall from grace from Everton, considering they had a decent season last year, just like you said, in the sort of relegation zone now. You kind of expect them every week, like on paper, to do better than they do, And then I look at Newcastle, and they got that win over Leeds, which I don't think any of us called when we last filmed. And Everton haven't been performing, but I can very much see this being a draw, sort of Everton cutting teeth under new manager, but Newcastle having brought in a host of players and actually, kind of running on a little bit of confidence there. Could see it being like a very sort of uninspiring 1-1 game.
Yeah, I think you quite spot on with regards to that result in terms of the way that you explained it. I think for me, Everton will edge it a little bit. Reason being is because I think Newcastle will try force all the new signings onto the pitch, and they haven't really played together, And then on the other hand, Donny van Beek as well, who's come in, and Dele Alli, they've got that Premier League experience, and I think they will gel well easily. And then obviously Lampard has them playing a certain way, so I go 2-1 to Everton.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see Donny van Beek actually playing, because it really hasn't been the case. So.
Yeah, looking forward to him playing. He needs a lot of game time. And I think also Dele Alli needs to, they've signed 2 players that need to prove as well that they still can play. And I think you've got Dele Alli who's hungry to sort of show he can still have that ability. And then Donny van Beek just needs minutes. That's the most important thing.
And then, so we got West Ham playing Watford next. I know Kevin and myself both called a draw for their United game, and then you said West Ham will play very well, they're going to look like they're going to win, and then United are going to come and win. So spot on there. How do you think, look, there's tougher teams to play than Watford to back that up, so...
Yeah, no, so obviously, like you're right, I sort of saw the result in terms of West Ham being able to be fair, I would say that Manchester United played much better than they did on the day, but United got the win at the very last minute. That's what I would say. And also Watford, people must remember, they've also made a signing of their own. So January was quite busy. They've made a couple of signings coming into the team, but also bringing in Roy Hodgson, who is a defensive coach. I think everybody knows that. and they played against Burnley, and you could just see the strategy was sort of not concede, take something away. So it's going to be something different as well. They play against a West Ham that is very strong, and I just feel that because of Roy Hodgson, I actually might just see a 1-0 draw, actually. Just purely because he'll have them. Yeah, I think he'll have them defensively set up. I think West Ham will be strong, but I just have this feeling he's just going to put all 10 men behind the ball, and it just might be one of those games.
Look, I still gotta like West Ham at home, but I do agree with you that it's not going to be a goal fest by any means. So I see West Ham sneaking it 1-0. Right, then we got Burnley United.
Yeah.
How much do you look into this? Burnley at home, just consistently a scrappy side that doesn't make it easy for teams to beat them. I'm not saying that they win or that they do particularly well, but it's never a nice outing against Burnley.
Yeah.
Is this one that United go and bottle again, like they've kind of been doing for a lot of the season, or do they actually just play with the quality of the players they have and go and put Burnley away by 2 goals?
Yeah, no, very, very interesting with regards to this team. I think Burnley, when I watched them against Arsenal and as well as against Watford, really playing out for the draw. I think it's the same thing that they're going to do against Manchester United. Looking forward to see their signing Bergos, who was signed from the Bundesliga. So to see in terms of what he's going to sort of bring, he's a very tall, lanky striker. So he's the replacement for Chris Wood. And then Manchester United. Oliver, I don't know if you got to see that game against Middlesbrough. Like how do you fluff that at home against Middlesbrough?
I mean, there were a couple of funny results that weekend,
Yeah, no, a couple of funny results, and I don't think anyone would believe me if I told them that Middlesbrough knocked out Manchester United after they took the lead and a penalty miss as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy how this would go. And because it's a league game as well, I think Burnley will try play for a draw. But for some reason, I just feel like I don't know. I think a Ronaldo penalty wins this one. I think 1-0 to Manchester United. I'm not going to say they're going to play well, but I'll say 1-0 to United.
I think I'm going to go 2-0 to United, give them a bit more backing than I maybe have been this season so far. I could definitely see 2 goals happening sort of later in the match. I just think, there's quality players in that side, and we say it every week, that are capable of those moments, even though over 85 minutes they could be playing badly. All you need is 2 sort of 2-minute bursts. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Manchester United. And then we've got City Brentford afterwards. City, I'm just checking here on Betway, are 1.11. Brentford are 24. 24 to 1. City did go and draw to Southampton. So if you're feeling lucky, maybe we'll put $100 down on Brentford at 24 to 1.
Oh, that is some very decent odds that you've added there. It's funny because when they played against Brentford, they only beat them 1-0. But to be fair, Brentford, yeah.
No, I remember that 1-0 victory. It was one of the strange ones on the sheet after the weekend.
I mean, and the thing is, Brentford, when they play at home, they're like a different side. But when you go to Etihad, I think it's
different story.
I think it might, different story. And I have to be honest, I've got bad news for Brentford fans. I think this game ends 5-0 to Manchester City.
Yeah, 4-0 for me. There hasn't been much to look into most weekends with City in these sort of sides, and it's consistently 3-4-0, so I'm with you there. City to put a couple past them, Brentford to not get on the score sheet. Then we got Spurs Southampton. Interesting one. Spurs tend to put out weird performances against sides like Southampton. Like they'll get up for like a Liverpool or Man City, and then they'll sort of bottle it against. What was the score when they last played? I think 3.
The last time they played, I'm getting a hold of it very soon. It was actually a 1-0 draw at Southampton. That was actually the game that Harry Kane scored that offside goal. Yeah, when he ran off offside.
So what do you think this weekend? Spurs at home.
Yeah, this one is a tricky one. This is it's got you could see a banana peel for Spurs, but at the same point, I think the only time I've ever seen Spurs under Conte not play so well is when they've played sides that are just better than them, like Chelsea, for example.
Yeah.
So I think at home, and also Tottenham have had their recent win within the FA Cup. Just the way that they dealt with Brighton, I was really impressed. I was really, really impressed with how they dealt with them. And I just think this could be another 3 points for Spurs and Conte. I think 2-1 to Spurs for this one.
Okay, I think it could actually end up in a bit more of a higher scoring game than most expect. I could see Spurs winning this 3-2.
Oh, that would be nice.
Be great to watch. Norwich Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Yes.
Crystal Palace really flattered to deceive sort of start of the season. They've just haven't kind of been haven't maintained the sort of quality that you would have expected. It's nice to see Liverpool put them away 3-1. You guys laughed at me. You all called it a banana peel the other week.
To be fair, there was a dodgy penalty that was given to Liverpool in that game.
But yeah, what do you think for this weekend? I mean, do you see this potentially being a draw?
Yeah, no, I don't actually see a draw. And funny enough, Oliver, when you're speaking, I think Norwich have really picked up form. Would you believe me if I told you that they've got 4 wins in their last 5 games?
Yeah.
Unbelievable form that they're showing under Dean Smith. And to go away to Wolves, I know it's FA Cup, but to go away to Wolves and get a victory is really big. And obviously they had the 2 wins in a row, having to pick up those crucial points, getting them further away. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, you can't doubt that they play well, but at the same time, the results are not showing like the start of the season it showed. So they can play well and then they can end up losing games, just like against Liverpool, for example. And I think if I was to put a result, I think Crystal Palace will just edge it. I think some of the AFCON players will be back as well. So I would probably go with Crystal Palace just 2-1.
Okay. I'm gonna go 2-2. That's the result that I like for this weekend. I don't know. Sometimes you get a gut feeling about a draw. But I agree with you. Norwich just like really impressive sort of turn of events under Dean Smith the last couple of weeks, and that's always great to see. For me, I much prefer seeing like a team that's not spoken about and that hasn't been playing well start getting this run of form than I do seeing a good team start tanking it. Even though that's better as as a Liverpool supporter, if Chelsea or City or whatever start tanking it, it's it helps us on the log, but. I don't know. It's never nice to see quality teams not playing well. You watch this game because of the quality of the players. But I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here.
You go in, man.
Aston Villa Leeds. I reckon this could be a really quality game to watch. Aston Villa pretty heavy favourites, but there's still some decent value on them at 1.80 to win. What have you made of just their signings and how they've been playing?
Yeah, I thought Steven Gerrard has done really well at that club. But he's come in, he's obviously given them energy as well. I think Coutinho was a really, really good signing to get a player like that on loan. I think even if they were to pay 40 million euros, I think for him, because that's the clause that they have with Barcelona, I think it would really be a good signing. I think so far he's shown his quality, and Lucas Digne as well, coming from Everton, total steal. I don't know how Everton just let him get away, but unfortunately, the guy who left Everton is the one who got rid of him, which is Rafa Benitez as well. And then Leeds, on the other hand, they haven't been too bad recently. I think they've been starting to pick up wins. I was very impressed with the way that they played against West Ham away. So the problem with Leeds that I would have, and I don't know if it's the same issue that you have as well, Oliver, is we never really know which Leeds is going to turn up. Is it?
Yeah, it makes it very tough to do these videos about Leeds because it's they blow hot and cold. It's like what they're capable of from a positive perspective in terms of scoring goals and actually like fronting these kind of bigger teams. But you also know what they're capable of in terms of just absolutely tanking it in a match. So yeah, I don't know. Sort of logic would say Aston Villa at home beat Leeds based on just the sort of context of the two teams. But I could see it being like a pretty high-scoring game. I could see Leeds getting in 2 goals, Aston Villa edging it, by 3, that kind of thing. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think this game for me, firstly, when I see it, it screams both teams to score without a shadow of a doubt. It's like I just feel both teams will score, and I also do think Everton have enough quality to sort of get it over the line. I mean, not Everton. Aston Villa have enough quality to get it over the line, and I think Aston Villa will win this one. I think you're right. 3-2 is the perfect result.
We've got then Wolves Arsenal next. Very interested because I haven't been able to chat to you about the whole Arsenal situation because we haven't spoken in a while. Aubameyang off to Barcelona. How do you feel about that? What does this mean? Is this a good thing for Arsenal, or do you think they haven't necessarily put the right contingency plan in place?
Well, look, Oliver, because we don't have a lot of time in the world, so I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. I'm not necessarily happy with how things have gone on at the club, especially in January as well. I thought some of the business could have been done for the club, and especially considering that top four is within reach, like it's right there. So at least make some business happen. And unfortunately, obviously they've gotten rid of Aubameyang, and to be fair, he has had a couple of discipline issues with regards to Arteta. It's not the first time, but if you're gonna let Aubameyang go, at least you got to bring in someone. I think you got to bring in someone to go the rest of the season and risk it all on saying we've only got Lacazette and Nketiah and Martinelli and some of these youngsters as well to sort of pull Arsenal to fourth. It's a bit of a risk that Arteta's taking as well.
Arsenal, at the end of the day, they aren't a Man City. People give Man City stick about, Man City didn't sign a striker. They go and sign Jack Grealish or whatever. Man City need to sign a striker, And the reality is Arsenal's a quality side, but they don't have the depth of quality that Man City do, and they don't have as many of these sort of attacking midfielders and wingers that can almost that can make up for that pure goal scoring role. So, how do you see Arsenal now adapting and playing?
Yeah, look, I obviously do think that, like I said, will continue to captain the side, start up front. I think Martinelli will still be on the left, exchanging roles with regards to Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard as well. He's coming behind the strikers as well, and obviously Saka down on the right. But like you said, it's funny because people were tweeting, Oliver, like you were saying, that Man City and Arsenal actually have the similar numbers in terms of squads right now. But the quality is that Man City can call on Sterling, can call on Grealish, can call on Riyad Mahrez, can call on Bernardo Silva. That's players who would start easily in Arsenal's team at this moment. So on the other hand, Arsenal on the other hand don't have that depth of quality. And I think against Wolves is going to be very tough. I love my club, I love Arsenal, but if I have to be very honest, I think Wolves might just scrape this 1-0, I think.
Interesting that you say that. They are at home, of course, but Arsenal actually favoured going into this match. I do think Arsenal has a better side than Wolves. I do think that they've got a better structure and identity. It's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds now because it's still pretty recent. Aubameyang leaving, but my gut feel again is that this actually ends in a 2-2 draw. I think Arsenal, the better side, the side that should sort of win it, but you can't discount Wolves at home and you can't discount the disruption at Arsenal. So travelling, I see a 2-2. What do we have next? Leicester Liverpool, I believe. Yeah, that's the last game for this match, Dave. This is one I'm super excited for. And as I said in my last video for the Crystal Palace one, I'm going to say Liverpool 3-1, and I'm not going to explain it.
No, actually, it's funny. You actually might have just hit the perfect result in terms of prediction because Leicester, on the other hand, I don't know if you saw it, last night they lost 4-1 to Nottingham Forest away. That's shambles, man. And then obviously there was that Spurs result that they lost with like 2 minutes to go as well. Brendan Rodgers is under pressure at this current moment, and you look at the squad of players that he has, they need to be playing better, that squad, and they're not. And I think because of Liverpool's unity, I've actually been more impressed with Liverpool in the last month. I don't know about how you feel as a Liverpool fan, because I was looking forward to seeing how Liverpool would play without Salah, without Mane, and Naby Keita was missing for some time. And I thought Liverpool played really well throughout that month. I thought they held themselves down,
I agree with you completely, and I think Kevin was very vocal about Liverpool, their chances are shot now of even coming top 4 with Mane and Salah out, and you just really saw a team that sort of banded together and put in some quality and good performances, good wins, 2-3 goal type wins, But then you've also got them performing in the lower sort of rungs of English football. You've got Harvey Elliott coming back, which is amazing. But now, they can't but be boosted by having played this well and having Mane and Salah come back. So I don't think they'll play in Thursday's match, having just come off the AFCON. But it's it bodes well for the next couple of weeks for Liverpool that the team has managed to structure so nicely. And I think the top three goal scorers in the Premier League at the moment are Jota, Salah, and Mane. And Jota's been there the whole time doing his thing. He's got a fantastic eye for goal. Whether his natural sort of footballing ability is on the same level as them, I don't know. But his awareness and his finishing is pretty unmatched at the moment. So yeah, it's positive things for Liverpool, and I think I don't think it'll be a similar result to the last time they played Leicester, which really was upset. Or for me, at least. So I think comfortably at Anfield 3-1.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. I think I'm going to put another number to it as well. I don't think it'll be 1-0 like you said to Leicester. I think Liverpool wins this one. I think 4-0. I'd go 4-0.
I hope so, Shakes. I'm going to be maybe setting up at Fireman's with my mate Dill, who's also an avid Liverpool supporter, and parking up there and watching it.
I'll tell you one thing, man. You do that, man, because I think Liverpool are gonna really cruise this one, and I think Leicester just too open as well.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, I mean, we're gonna probably have to get stuck in later in the week because there's a bunch of games coming up after that. But at least we've got a full schedule for Matchday 24. Hopefully, no cancellations this time, guys. No COVID postponements. But yeah, we'll review this later in the week. But Shakes, thank you for taking the time to chat.
Oh, man, Oliver, always a pleasure. Can't wait till we speak again, man.
Definitely, and good luck for your travel to Wolves.
Thanks.
Cheers.